A woman in Ohio sat down at her computer on a Tuesday morning, the same way she had every day since retiring after 32 years of teaching. And then a message appeared on her screen. It told her that her computer had been hacked, that her financial accounts were at risk, that she needed to call the number on the screen immediately. She called, and within 72 hours, every dollar she had saved for retirement was gone. Before we go any further, this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor, insurance agent, attorney, or tax professional. Everything discussed here is general information. Please consult a qualified professional before making any financial, insurance, legal, or tax decisions. What happened to that woman is called the phantom hacker scam. And according to the FBI's 2025 Internet Crime Report, tech support scams like this one drained more than $1 billion from Americans 60 and older in 2025 alone. The victims are not naive. They are not careless. They are retired teachers, engineers, attorneys, and nurses, people who spent decades being careful with their money. And the scam is so precisely designed that it works on people who would consider themselves financially savvy. This is what you need to understand about it. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly how it works, phase by phase, why it is so convincing, why recovering the money is nearly impossible, and what 3 things the FBI says will stop it cold. The FBI's 2025 Internet Crime Report, released in April 2026, confirmed that Americans 60 and older lost $7.7 billion to Internet crime in 2025. That is a 59% jump from the year before. And here is the detail that should stop you. The single largest category inside that number is not a random attack. It is not a data breach. It is people who were talked into moving their own money out of their own accounts because they believed they were protecting it. That is the core of the phantom hacker. The money does not get stolen while you are asleep. You move it yourself. You make the calls. You authorize the transfers. And by the time you realize what happened, it is already gone. Let me walk you through exactly how it works, because understanding each phase is the only thing that stops it. It starts with a message. It might be a pop-up on your computer, a text, an email, or a phone call. The message says something is wrong. Your device has been infected. Suspicious activity has been detected on your account. There is a number to call for help. Maybe it looks like it is from Microsoft. Maybe Norton, maybe Apple. You call the number because of course you do. The message made it sound urgent. The person on the other end is calm, professional, and helpful. They introduce themselves as a technical support specialist. They tell you that a scan of your system has found that you are either already compromised or about to be. They offer to fix it. But to do that, they need remote access to your computer. This is phase 1 of what the FBI officially calls the phantom hacker scam, the tech support imposter phase. Once you grant remote access, the scammer begins looking through your financial accounts. They tell you they are checking for unauthorized transactions. What they are actually doing is finding out where your money is and how much of it there is. The FBI has stated specifically that this step is the most lucrative part of the entire operation. The scammer identifies the account with the most value. Often that is a retirement account, a 401k, an IRA, decades of savings. Then the scammer tells you something that sounds reassuring. They say a specialist from your bank or brokerage will be contacting you shortly to help secure your account. And that call comes almost immediately. This is phase 2, the financial institution imposter. The voice on the phone sounds exactly like what a bank fraud specialist would sound like. They may already know your name, your account details, even recent transactions. Information the phase 1 scammer pulled from your screen during the remote session. They tell you that a foreign hacker has compromised your account. They tell you the funds are at risk. They tell you that the only way to protect your money is to move it out of your current account and into a secure holding account, usually described as a Federal Reserve account or a special government-protected account. They are going to walk you through exactly how to do it. Wire transfer, cryptocurrency, sometimes cashier's checks, sometimes cash delivered to a courier who shows up at your door. The FBI has documented all of these methods in official case reports. And then, to lock you in completely, comes Phase 3, the U.S. government imposter. Someone calls claiming to be from the FBI, the Social Security Administration, the Treasury Department, or another federal agency. They have official-sounding badge numbers. They may send you documents with government letterheads. They confirm that yes, your accounts are under threat, and yes, you must follow the previous instructions. And critically, they tell you not to tell anyone, not your bank, not your family, not a financial advisor. The secrecy is framed as protecting the investigation. That instruction to stay quiet is one of the single most important warning signs the FBI identifies. No legitimate government agency will ever tell you to keep a financial transaction secret from the people closest to you. Now let us talk about what happens after, because this is the part most people never hear about, and it may be the most important part of this video. The money is gone, but the damage does not stop there. When you withdraw or transfer money from a traditional 401k or IRA, even if that money was taken by fraud, the IRS treats it as a taxable distribution. According to the IRS directly, that amount is included in your gross income for the year. The scammers took the money. The IRS still wants its share. That means a victim who loses $100,000 from a 401k does not lose just $100,000. They may owe federal income tax on the entire amount, potentially pushing them into a higher tax bracket in the process. And if they are under the age of 59 and a half, they could also face a 10% early withdrawal penalty on top of that, as confirmed by the IRS. One Pennsylvania retiree who lost $765,000 to an impersonation scam also received a federal tax bill of more than $220,000. The total loss came to nearly $1 million. And unlike credit card fraud, where federal law limits your liability to $50, and most issuers waive even that, there is no equivalent protection for retirement accounts. ERISA, the law that governs private retirement accounts, was written in 1974. It was not designed for a world of spoofed phone numbers and remote access software. Whether you get any money back depends on your specific plan, your plan's record keeper, and whether any of those parties are willing to take responsibility. Many are not. This is a documented pattern. According to the FBI's 2025 Internet Crime Report, more than 12,400 seniors each reported losing over $100,000 to fraud in 2025. That is not a handful of isolated cases. That is a nationwide pattern targeting people who spent their entire working lives building that money. And the FTC has confirmed that the real number of fraud victims is far higher than what gets reported, because many victims never come forward. Here is the part that matters most. How do you stop it? The FBI has been clear on this, and I want to give you exactly what they have said. First, a real company will never contact you unsolicited about a problem with your computer and then ask you to download software or call a number. If a pop-up, text, or email tells you to call a number immediately because something is wrong, hang up or close it. Do not call the number on the screen. Look up the company independently. Second, no bank, no government agency, and no law enforcement officer will ever tell you to move your money to protect it. That phrase, move your money to protect it, is the tell. The moment someone says that, the call is over. Real agencies do not work that way. The FBI has said this explicitly. Third, no legitimate investigation requires secrecy from your family or your financial institution. The instruction to stay quiet, to not tell your bank, not tell your children, not tell your advisor, is not a sign of a serious federal case. It is a sign of a scam. The FBI recommends reporting to their Internet Crime Complaint Center at ic3.gov. The FTC accepts reports at reportfraud.ftc.gov. If you are 60 or older, the Department of Justice National Elder Fraud Hotline is 1-833-FRAUD-11. That number again is 1833-FRAUD11. Reporting will not undo the loss, but it builds the case data that law enforcement uses to track and prosecute these operations. The woman in Ohio rebuilt her life. It took years. It required help she did not expect to need. What she lost was not just money. It was the retirement she spent 32 years building, one paycheck at a time. The phantom hacker scam works because it uses trust as its weapon. Trust in technology that looks official. Trust in phone calls that sound authoritative. Trust in the belief that someone from the government is trying to help you. Understanding how it is built, phase by phase, is what takes that weapon away. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor, insurance agent, attorney, or tax professional. Everything discussed here is general information. Please consult a qualified professional before making any financial, insurance, legal, or tax decisions. This video was created using AI tools for educational purposes.